All right. Welcome back to another Plan Explain. Just straight continuation from the last video. So yeah, got the same games going. Literally, I don't think I played one hand between starting and stopping, so you guys won't miss anything. That's how I like to do it. I like to film 2 videos, and then that way I'm good for the week. So I'm trying to be more consistent for you guys. 7. Oh my god. I just don't see the point in checking a hand this good. Also, I mean, actually 7s, we kind of block the check back range. So, you know what? Maybe this is actually sneaky good. Check. I think that's one thing the more important in wide range spots is not what's it called? Focusing on the calling range. It's more so like you trap because you block calls. It's more you block checkbacks because this guy can be betting air. So what's important if we don't want to block checkbacks when we check. Okay, well now I'm gonna raise small. Makes more sense in theory. Because I think raising one hand's here. I mean, we're deeper too. This is crazy. I'm just ripping. I ripped king queen earlier, I think, versus this guy, so. Oh my god. How? In a bomb pot. In a bomb pot. That is the most puke spot. He trapped queens on the flop too, and just bangs a... Okay, him betting here is just kind of weird when I have so many sets. I imagine he has like a middling hand. In a bomb pot is crazy. 200 big blinds. Alright. Sucks. I think I like R75 here. Top 2, like top and bottom is going to be the main 2 pair that we call. Bro, what the f... I was just thinking that, like, it's crazy. Like, that's a bomb pot. Like, you're dealt any 2 at the start of the hand. Like, the odds that he has QQ is insane. Or a set in general. Like, it's like, he can have queen 3 off there and shit. Like, that's insane. Set over set in a 200 big ones is one thing. Set over set in a bomb pot? Like, that's crazy. Alright, gonna be calling here. And here it's a call as well. Versus the same guy, we got the same hand. Versus the same type of spot. Like, this is insane. Yeah, he bets half pot here. This is just gonna do nothing but call. I don't even think I play a raising range here versus half pot. And then here I'm trying to think the spot. I think we have a lot of underpairs that want to bet because it's like queen dry. Again, I don't think sizing up is this profitable. I think you need to bet hands for like 6s through jacks here. Not that you're gonna have jacks that much, but 6s through 9s even. So I think a smaller bet makes more sense. If the board's like queen 10x, then I'm betting more like higher pairs cards. Okay, well that's pretty fucking sick. Like, don't do it to me again, bro. Because this guy just has ace jack here, like. He's him. He's fucking... Well, obviously, like, how many bluffs do you really have here? I think here, the key here is jam fast. And I'll tell you why. You don't want a time bank because your bluffs are so... Like, when you don't have any bluffs in a spot, it's actually better to jam quick because it's so obvious that, you're, like, what your bluffs are. You know what I'm saying? In a spot where, like any hand there that, like, I called and that was the river and I don't have a better hand than him, I'm just snap jamming, right? Like, I'm not gonna think about what my bluffs are because I'm here with the king of clubs. I think we would rather call. We're gonna block calling ranges versus the raise. So we're just gonna check. Also, we're like a little more... I think being run out proof is a little overrated. Like, I think that's not the main reason you slow play. I think sometimes you want to put more money in the pot when you have better runouts, especially on earlier streets. I think on the turn it might matter facing a bet. Like, but yeah, I think that's one of the more overrated concepts. It's mainly blocking calling range, and people understand it for being run out proof. I don't see the point of B33 here at all. I'll size up because I think... Nice. It's just like Jack 9, isn't it? You see it. It's like just absolute mega punt by him. That's why we bet for value on the river. Okay, here are two good suits. I think it's too good a bet, so we're just gonna check. Yeah. Like, I think a lot of the times your hands on the flop when you're playing a mixed strategy, if they're too good to, like, face a raise, those are your better bluffs on the turn. If that makes sense. Because on this turn, now my hand is not as good. So now I want to bet. But if the turn was a 4, it's like, do I need to be B75ing on a 4 with pocket deuces? No. $85, but it's MP, so we'll just call. Dude, I cannot believe this guy just coolered me that hard, though. It's insane. If I had ace jack here, I'd check more, but here, this is just pretty good spot to lead. I'm gonna lead for half, though. I think with the Jack of Hearts, maybe with like maybe King Jack specifically with the Jack of Hearts is bad because I think that's going to be more of his B33 range on the turn. Like the Jack X he does B33 is more likely to be like Jack 10 of Hearts, Jack 9. He's more likely to check back his worst ones. That again, but that being said, I'm pretty sure Ryan just range bets the spot and doesn't think about checking on the flop, which sounds like a roast, but it's not. Okay. Ooh. Which is why it's a range bet opponent, because I'm going to be raising that board, but more often than not, I'm going to be still just calling. You're going to want to play more leads, because they're going to have more folds, and they're going to also have more checkbacks. So, and they're going to have to check back. I think he's smart enough, just because he plays range bet on the flop, he knows how to play turn. He knows he has to check back more on the turn, because he has so much air on the flop. So, yeah. Like, I think people really underrate how changing a flop strategy really changes everything. You know, they look at a flop strategy and they look at the EV, but they don't realize, like, well, that changes your turn line and you're this, and you're kind of almost building worse habits, I think. But yeah. I think learning how to play flops really teaches you, like, because turns are, like, the same concept as flops. There's just one more card. So, the sooner you learn to play with a checking range, the easier other spots of the checking range become, in my opinion. But yeah. Turn 3 is obviously different. You have one less street, so obviously playing a lot more bigger bets. Ranges are usually tighter as well, so more polarization, less merging. But then when you see spots where you're merging on the flop, etc., you kind of get those turn habits more. And also, I think poker is naturally getting harder. So if you guys are coming into poker now, you're watching my channel, you're like, I want to do what this guy does. I think it's better you pick the more optimal strategy because you don't know how the game's going to play and by the time you're good. Or by the time your bankroll's big enough, you know. Some of you guys are already pretty nuts, probably. But part of the game on poker is it takes time to move up in stakes no matter how good you are. That's why if you were to play micro stakes, you should still drop your ego and try and play in the best games possible so you can make the most amount of money so you can move up, you know? If you're reg betting 25 an L, you're like, you're really just hurting yourself from getting higher. And I made that mistake. I wish I just bum hunted and played in the best games and still studied my ass off. But yeah, less downswings, so you have to take less breaks, you have less emotional stress, higher win rate, more confidence. and you get to move up faster, you know. Rig battling's fun and all, but it only matters when you get to high stakes, because that's the only time where recreational money is hard to come by. So that's my tip for a lot of you guys watching. Also, play on sites with lower rake, because also that's part of good game environment, the lower the rake. And a lot of times, the reason why you'll see certain players play on high stakes GG is because there's a good amount of recreationals there, so it can offset the rake. But in lower stakes, there's recreationals everywhere, so you might as well just play in the lowest rake environment. Is this game gonna break? Yeah, on a 3 it should limp, but I'm not really playing limps, so. And there's no BBJ money, so my limp strategy is gonna go. Here exactly also with the ace of hearts. We're just gonna check this one. And it's making a list, and I'm checking it twice. And here now, yeah, I'd rather trap 9s here if I trapped it twice, because, or 6s. I don't know why I bet I think top and bottom would be the best check here, but I don't think he's folding any 7x versus this. So now here on the turn, 3 calls doesn't raise. I think our hand's almost like too strong now. The thing is we kind of get screwed by an 8, so it's like better as a trap. You know what, we'll trap something good. This you want to raise more when you do raise, but I think queen 8's a pretty good trap, because keeping hands like king 10 in and stuff is pretty decent. But maybe that's more of a turn trap, because I don't think king 10's going to fold flop. Or sorry, not king 10, 10-9. I don't think 10-9's going to fold flop. 10-9 couldn't fold turn, so I think that strategy makes more sense for not raising on the turn than it does on the flop. And he just naturally bets really big. Do we ever want to raise it? Probably not. Oh. Yeah, you should have raised me while I had king high. You should have raised me when I was gonna fold, bro. So I'm gonna emoji. Shoutouts. I know you're watching this, bro. Shoutouts to you. Me and him go back and forth. But screw you for your flame, bro. Screw you. Oh, what? I'd be potting. I mean, yeah, you'd be potting some 10x here, but he does have 5-6 that just calls flop because it doesn't want to raise, and then he pots it, and then I don't know. I mean, I have to get called by 50% worse, and I also have to run the risk of getting rejammed on and losing more value. So then that's bluff equity. So then you say, oh, well, you would always call versus a bluff. Well, then I'm losing even more. We're calling. Then I'm losing even more when I'm beat. Because if I'm pure calling this, when he has 5-6, I'm not just losing the amount I raise for, I'm losing all of it. And I was thinking mainly on this river, my raising range is probably going to be jams. Since I'm not trapping too much 2-pair. So, I mean, maybe 4s. Like I have a raising range both around 10-7 and 4s. But I think most of it is going to be jams. Obviously, you want a weird size where maybe I need to raise for a little more value. Like if he overbet. Because obviously if he bets like half pot there, I'm raising. 13 minutes. Let's hope this game doesn't break, but I think it's going to. Here this hand's like almost so bad, I think it's fine. And the jack's actually like okay, so it's like... I don't know, man. I'm just gonna be 33. This game's gonna last, so let's play. Ace 5 just gonna flat it. Here, I think mainly going to be just calling. Oh man, he left too. He's scared of me. Oh, he's gonna be tilted if he sees that. Call here. Now on the river here, what makes more money? B20 or checking? And I think B20 makes more. If he jams, I think we have to call, unfortunately. Even with no diamond. I guess I could probably fold. As I called, I felt pretty bad about it. Just I'm getting sun ran on. He leaves the table now. I guess he got off though. He left every table. Who has button here? I know Jarrett's gonna care, so. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I could fold that. I kind of B20 with the intent to fold, and then once he jammed, I was like, oh. So I played that bad. I just been getting grilled in the bomb pots today. How much? I got stacked 4 times in bomb pots. Not stacked 4 times. I've lost 4 KBB. Kind of crazy, no? 89. All right. I don't want to show too much heads up, so let me just figure out. Maybe I'll just have to cut the video since Ryan got off every table. Now I have no games running. Who is button, bro? This is what I hate about it. Like, it's like... I wish it would just auto tell you. Okay, I started in the big blind. Okay? I'm just gonna have to bluff this. I mean, it's like a worst hand possible. So let me check this. Probably check calling. Can't fold the pair here, obviously, for the size on this board. What do you call it for? Okay. And obviously I have to call here now. God, I'm like, okay, well, you guys are getting some heads up gameplay, but I don't know. I'm just gonna sit on X bigs. Versus the pot here. Without a club, that means when we hit our set, there's gonna be a flush too often, so it's probably like the... Bro! Way to make me look bad, deck. What did I ever do to you? I think here we could just do either jam or call. Here I think we can lead. Let me just go for the call. And obviously I have to call river, like... You know, I think the spot's under bluff, so I was debating jamming turn, but... What is going on today, man? You guys are just too good for me, bro. Like, just have the nuts every time. And on this river, just gonna give it up. Here we block bluffs, but we have a king, and I think we can't fold the king. We block so many bluffs, though. And on an 8, is it, like, that good? Because we're losing to Jack 9, just playing this way. Ugh. Okay, so I can leave on the button. Let's hope I don't get stacked at 2k before this, because I'm just getting ripped. Okay, you want to check this a good amount, because your opponent has way more Jack 10 than you. So, we're going to check. And then now when he checks back, and also us having a Jack, we're going to overbet. Expect him to overfold this. Maybe ace-9 prefers betting. Last hand. Emoji. Ugh. Don't 3-bet me on my last hand, bro. Just play me. Alright, so my games are like breaking. Let's see if I can get them more for you guys. I don't know why every game just breaks. Okay, I got a... How much time I got left? 20 minutes? Okay. We'll play a full ring. Let's see what I got. Maybe we can explore full ring together. The first half of the video was pretty chill, so... I'll go to 21. 9 plus 10. Don't also stack me. Like, I can't. If I lose a more again, I'm going to be so sad. I think here B20 makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's my thought process there. It's about the depth. My thought process on this board. I mean... I would say I'm pretty lost. Card's not the greatest, but I think we still want to continue firing a lot. I mean, we don't have any bluffs anymore. It's just like ace-king without, and then, yeah. Obviously got ace-10 suited and stuff. On an 80, we'll go with the B33 here. Might be punting. Not on a 4 spade, I think lines overfold, it's all jam. I think he has to call some non-spades. And we need some bluffs, even though my hand's not the perfect bluff. Like, oh, this hand's better. I mean, you just need some, so it's like... And what's more important is you hit the frequency. Like, yeah, I'm blocking ace-queen and queen-jack that might call, and that might be folding on the river, so I might have, like, really bad blockers. Here versus 2x, this calls, it folds versus normal open. And now we're just gonna get rid of it. Bro, I can't believe how bad I ran in the bomb pots so far. Alright, I got 2 games for us. They're not 1Ks, but whatever. Won't matter. King 6, I guess I could open it, but you know what, we'll fold. I got stuff to do. D8, I'm gonna play that. Set over set 2k BB deep is insane in a bomb pot. Here, gonna do either deeper. I'll probably call more than not. See what this guy does. Maybe he'll just flat or something. 69, I think we'll call. Pretty good board for us. I think this hand probably doesn't make as much from betting as better flush draws do. But he's obviously going to range bet because this guy range bets every board. And I don't think we want to raise this. We're just going to play ourselves for squares. If he checks here, I'm going to check. I'd rather bet a stronger flush draw. This is more of a river bluff type hand. If he B75's here, it's probably a fold. Tank checks. And, yeah. Pretty good card. Obviously lose to jacks. But better than 8 high. For the time being, you know? Sometimes I might rather have 8 high in this spot. And what I'm hoping happens is he just snap calls ace king here. Obviously, we can easily bluff lower pairs, 5s with a diamond. Folds it. Nice river. And good luck us. This guy's been owning me, man. After I was owning him at the start, I think we've been going for each other's throats, bro. Don't you dare have, like, aces. I'd be so pissed. You know that guy played the casino games before he got on. They had to give him a little reward. Ace 3 here. Okay, 7-6. I'm too weak. Ace 3 gonna open. I think we're gonna want to check back this one. And I don't think we want to do anything but check again. And probably on the river, it's a check. Maybe it's a value bet. Actually, it's probably a value bet after 2 checks. Definitely not a raise, though, I'll tell you that much. Well played, bro. Probably a pretty good check back here. With the 7s, actually I can see it betting a good amount, because your opponent actually hit what his checking range looks like is pairs worse than a 7, so it's kind of different than being in position as the aggressor. Because you're kind of like, your opponent's checking range is different. When they're checking range, your strategy of reopening is going to be different than in a spot like this. But I'll check this card, it's fine. I'm probably a pretty good checking candidate here. Yeah, but we'll call. 10 of hearts. We're just gonna call again versus B75, and we're gonna check, evaluate. This is a better 10, probably. Yeah. Shocker. It's crazy that a 10 is just... I just know it's not good versus this guy. But yeah. Whatever. This game broke. No one wants to play with me. Let's see if we can get another game. I got a 10-20 on ACR. I'm not going to play that. I don't have enough money on the on ACR. Let's see what else. The video's ending in a sec here, and I think it's been non-stop action. I think the video is good enough to post. Show some tilting, because I've obviously downswung this session, but, you know, I feel pretty fine mentally. Oh, I don't even know how much I lost. I know I've won some pots. Like, I somehow have big blinds over here. I don't know how that happened, but... I was up a good amount, so at least I can't be down that much? I don't know. I got a lot more day left to play, so... We'll see. 3 more minutes. I don't know what... I'll have to find a hand that I find interesting in this video to review. I know I was stuck playing heads up a lot of the time. So, it kind of sucks, because... Yeah. But, in heads up, there's still a lot of... I think the important thing in poker is you realize how... The theory behind a lot of the strategies, and there's parallels between every spot. Like, in the sense of even playing heads up. Like, you guys shouldn't be watching your videos and just trying to copy what I do. You should be trying to understand what I'm saying. Even though I'm not very clear, but you know what I'm saying. Understand why. And also, I'm not perfect, you know. But basically, I like to say certain logics. And I think the point of my content is just to get people thinking about poker. But, God, these games suck. Damn, not much happening. Probably gonna wrap up the video here. I'm just waiting for a spot, but yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here actually, because something probably is not going to happen. I hope you guys have enjoyed the last 2 videos I posted. There's been a lot of crazy swings. Stay tuned for the deep dive of the hand I'm gonna do at the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Alright, recording this without the webcam. because I know some people wanted it. There was nothing too good in this video. Me watching this video was kind of crazy. I was kind of punting, but hope you guys enjoyed. Not punting, but I was kind of all over the place. I was tilting my ass off, so I'm gonna make sure my next videos are a little more tame for you guys. Yeah, I'm not sure I love the products, but anyway, here your opponent can easily play a mixed strategy. I think you really want to play some b20, b75 here, but opponent played half, so I'm gonna give him the credit that he's playing half putter check. So yeah, and I was right. You're never raising on this board. There's just no incentive to raise. The size is too big. If you go b20, then maybe you want to get a little more value with hands like this, but you're getting enough value by calling here. So yeah, and there's no action killing turn card really. One that you wouldn't want to know about. Like sometimes the action killing quote unquote turn card is a card that you wanted to almost know it was gonna come, because yeah, if you have ace jack and a king comes off, it's technically an action killer, but let's be real. Okay. Yeah, on the turn he played half pot again. I never got to see what he had in game, but the most important street I think is the river, where you just see, even though the card is so, let's look here. Once button bets 50%. What's it called? The equity. Big blind has an equity advantage, but I think on the river, what are the equity? A lot of these jams. Let's see here. Sorry. Let's look at a hand like what's jamming. Like let's look at the equity of ace 10. Let's look at that. So you see equity already of ace 10 is 47%. And I know a lot of people have this mindset like, oh, when you jam in poker, you're supposed to get called by 50% worse. This is kind of true, but it's not actually really true in theory, because what the main thing that actually matters is the fact that this hand makes more money betting than it does checking. And that's basically all it comes down to, because yeah. So here this hand just does not gain enough EV from checking, so it prefers to bet, and yeah. And then obviously you have some bluffs, mainly with your just YOLO 7-6 hands. You have to find these. So I would say the spot's probably super underbluffed, but probably also over trapped. Like people probably don't go thin enough, so you can still probably kind of bluff catch it, if I had to guess. And the price is really good, so yeah. And then obviously here the main bluffs, the only bluffs we really have here are these two hands. Yeah, I would say, yeah, pretty much you have to find these 5-4 calls to be able to bluff on this river. So yeah, I mean, people are still gonna look you up anyway and stuff, but it shows how underbluffed both sides of the spot are. Because basically you have to have some unintuitive hands here to even remotely miss this river, because yeah, I guess like a lot of people's bluffs here might be hands like this. So I would say the big blind could have bluffs, but it's really hard for the button to have bluffs on the river. Kind of what I was tying into why you should just jam quick, because if you have 5-5, there's nothing to think about when opponent checks river, right? If you have 5-4, there's nothing to think about when opponent checks river. Well, apparently there is, but so I think the idea of mainly with value. I think if you have a bluff, I think it actually makes sense to tank, because it looks like you're going more thin. But that's just exploitative. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if the video's not as great, but I'm gonna try to up my quality in the next ones. I really appreciate you guys that show your support every video, and yeah, see you in the next one.